Hello guys, and today I have something different for you, as you can clearly tell. I made a couple of more clay figures with some leftover clay that I had lying around. And you might be wondering why I chose to make inside-out characters Anger and Disgust. Well, that's mainly because it was my parents' anniversary and I wanted to make them a special gift. So I decided to make some of these, and there's a little stand with them that has like a little message on it. I'm not going to get too much into details. I just wanted to show you guys how I made these cute little figurines, and I want to show you guys some tips and tricks on how you can make your own. Alright, so the first one I wanted to show you right now is, I'm going to show you Anger first. Now his is a pretty simple design, nothing too crazy, because he's kind of like a bit of like a blockish character, like nothing crazy in terms of shapes like Disgust. As you can see right here, you have this little work shirt right here. I used a pretty simple design for that, and then I just had like the folds over with the separate pieces of clay, as you can see. If you get an up close look at it, there's rolled up sleeves. As you can see, his belt winds all the way around. I mixed a lot of colors in order to make the right ones. Like for his pants, I believe I mixed black, purple, and a little bit of brown. And I mixed some like gray and brown for the belt. And I do think that turned out pretty well. So yeah, for the tie, I just kind of used a zigzag pattern with some silver. As you can see, his pants kind of roll up, and I used like a little band of clay to roll around to simulate that. And for the shoes, those were pretty simple to make. They were pretty flat mostly. And for his fists, I mainly made little squares for that, and then I cut a little crease in them, and then like I kind of defined the thumb a little bit more. The camera doesn't exactly show all the details on both of these figures, so forgive me if you don't see everything on this, but yeah. So you can't see the majority of the details that I put into it. Also, right up here, as you can see, his face is pretty good. I think I nailed it with that. It's all in the folding on the top to get his brow just right. He kind of has like, I don't know, like a little unibrow thing going on right here. He also has his two giant eyes with his little pupils and all that. And for his mouth, I didn't include any black lines or anything like that because those aren't really defined as much. But as you can see right here, there is a little crease inside with like a slight indentation showing that it's going downwards. So he's not like in his furious mode, but he is slightly angry, as you can tell. So yeah, that's pretty much Anger, and now let's move on to Disgust. Now Disgust was a lot harder to make simply because of like the great number of shapes and colors that were included in her. There's a lot of green, like many different shades of green, and like different levels of like, I don't know, sparkle, I guess you could say, like in her dress and a bit of her hair as well. So yeah, that took a lot of like detail to go through. Her shoes, I'm not gonna get too much into this, but as you can see, her shoes were kind of like molded to look like high heels. They were then molded to the top. Her feet kind of went up into the dress, nothing too special there. And then like her legs are basically just round cylinders made out of green clay. And up here, the dress wraps around, and I used a special kind of clay. It's just Sculpey, but like in terms of special, I mean like the sparkly kind to get like the whole finesse part out of the dress, I guess you could say. And there are little creases in each part right here. And yeah. So right here, I just used kind of like a darkish green clay to bend around with the belt. I should have probably smoothed it out a bit more, but it was a bit fragile at the time. So it did turn out pretty good though. As you can see, you have the belt buckle right here. And then for her chest, I kind of folded the arms over to kind of show her like crossing her arms instead of putting her hands on her hips. I figured crossing her arms would be cooler and like, you know, more fun to do. So they kind of just cross over her dress right there. And as you can see, for her fingers, I kind of just made them little stubs, and then I cut in little tiny indentations so you could see each of her fingers right there. I don't know if you can see that quite right, but there you go with those. And right here you have the little crevice right here to show off her dress, I guess. And over here you have her scarf. So I love the way that turned out. It's kind of just like sticking out to one side, like as if it's like blowing in the wind or something. I don't know, but it turned out pretty good. Now for her face, I'm really proud of because I wanted to look pretty like a lot like her. It probably could have been a bit smaller, but it did turn out very good, and I'm very happy with how it looks in the long run. As you can see, her nose kind of sticks out right here, and you might be wondering how I got like a little, if the camera shows it, that is, you might be wondering why there's a little bit of like red blush on there. That was like intentional. After I finished with the main head sculpt, I got some, also after I finished drying it, I got some red clay, rubbed it around my fingers, and I kind of rubbed my fingers against her cheeks to kind of bring out the red blush to give it that extra detail. So I'm really glad with how that turned out, and just like a simple mouth right here with like a little frown to show like her disgust, I guess you could say. And for her eyes right here, they turned out pretty good. You have like the eyelashes, the eyebrows. One of them's kind of like curved upwards and like a little like questioning look. And her eye pupils turned out very good as well, just one layer over another. And her hair, I also made it like with the sparkly type clay, I guess you could say, because I just wanted to show, like, I guess how glamorous, I guess you can say. But it did turn out good, and I'm very happy with how Disgust turned out. So yeah, you guys, that is my quick little review of Disgust and Anger. Let me know if you guys want me to make some more of these little clay figures, and if please, by all means, comment down below some creation ideas that you might have, and I'll see if I can get to them, because I really am having a lot of fun with making these little clay figures. I thought I would stop after Ben 10, but I actually do have a lot of, clay left over, and I figured it's kind of fun to make these little creations. So if you guys want me to make some more, like maybe even the rest of the Inside Out characters, perhaps, like Joy, Fear, and Sadness, and maybe, I don't know, a couple others, I would be happy to make some of those if you guys really wanted it. And even expanding beyond Inside Out, or like just anything in general, I can make out of clay pretty much. Just let me know, comment down below, and leave a like showing that you appreciate these types of videos. I'm glad I got to bring you some variety to this channel by showing off a cool little clay creation and giving you guys some fun tips on how to make your own little clay creations such as these. So yeah guys, that's all for now. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below. Make sure to let me know if you guys like this stuff and if you want me to make some more creations. Thanks for watching.